Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And today we're taking a look at from the Transformers Cyberverse line. This is One Step Bludgeon. This is a new figure that is sort of hitting retail, but I have yet to find through normal channels, so I had to pick it up off of eBay. And I got to say, it's kind of cool. If you're familiar with the Robots in Disguise figure line, you know that towards the end we got a Bludgeon figure, and this is pretty much the one-step version of it. Has a really nice tank mode, and even comes with an attachable accessory, that being Bludgeon's sword. Now, the instructions do not show you at all how to attach the sword, and it took me a little bit to figure it out. But if you see right there, before you get to the gray part of the barrels, there are a couple notches. That's where the hilt is supposed to fit in, and if you position it just right and bring it down with your thumb and click everything into place, there you go. You'll have it sitting flush and even, and you can transform the figure and it won't pop out or anything like that. But for the sake of the transformation, we're going to pop that out because he is going to use it. Now, to transform the figure, this is actually kind of cool. We'll take a look at it from the bottom. What you want to go ahead and do is grab the rear tracks of the tank. Do not cover those, put your thumbs or any fingers over those orange sections, and squeeze down and bring them together. They'll lock together like so. Those orange sections will flip down to become the feet, and the front treads will swing out and swing the arms out, becoming shoulder bits, and pop up the head. Very nice representation. This is basically continuing the modern interpretation of Bludgeon, which combines its original G1 Pretender shell with the vehicle mode of the Inner Robot. The Inner Robot was a tank and looked like a normal robot. The Pretender shell had this skeleton samurai motif. Now, you can insert the sword in either hand, but we're going to use this hand because there is an action gimmick with it. And that is, you basically pull the wrist out, and that will cause the wrist to flop around in some sort of swinging gimmick. Now, the instructions, or I should say, excuse me, the back of the packaging, because there are no instructions, kind of make this look like that it should be able to swing around in a full 360 degrees. And I've looked, and basically that pin right there is out as far as it can go, and you can angle the arm down slightly to clear the chest, but then you'll hit the legs. And if you bring the arm up all the way, you're hitting the chest. So I think it's just supposed to go back and forth as a normal sword fighting. Personally, I just leave the wrist in and then use that hinge there to straighten it out so the sword sits up a little more properly, like so. Really dig the look of the figure. I've always been a fan of the one-step changers ever since they were introduced in Age of Extinction. Not just because most of my big views come from reviewing one-step changers, but hey, nobody's interested in them. I just think they really harken back to those simple G1 times. And let's be honest, this is a figure you can transform while making the transformation sound. Oop, knocked it over. That was my mistake. To go back into vehicle mode, remove the sword, bring the arms back down to the side, and what you're going to do is grab the figure in the same position that you had to go into robot mode, and you're going to pull the legs apart. Everything should snap out into place, and all you'll have to do now is fold the feet up and snap them in. There, we're back to tank mode. Grab the sword, and as I showed you in the beginning, it will slide in that little groove between the barrel, and there you have Bludgeon. As I said in the beginning, I got this figure off of eBay. It is showing up in some retail locations, but it's not shown up online at places such as Amazon. This is your old pal Chuck for Bludgeon. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if so interested, join my Patreon. If you want to, no pressure. We will see you next time.